South Korean villages awoke to a world suddenly filled with noise and flames. The communists had finally launched their undeclared all-out war on hunt.
We know that the cost of freedom is high, but we are determined to preserve our freedom no matter what the cost.
We're here at Gloster Hill Memorial today, and we're going to be conducting a shoot, which is a tactical exercise without troops. The design of this is to give our soldiers an appreciation of the ground, and then added to this is the historical context of the battle that was fought here. All in all, they'll have a good appreciation of the ground. We'll compare the weapon systems that were utilised by the Chinese and the British forces 70 years ago, and we'll look at how we would improve the defences of the British and how we'd change that should it be fought in the modern day. What's been particularly relevant is the appreciation of terrain. It's unlike anything we have back in the UK. It's incredibly unforgiving, and the forest within this is particularly thick, which makes passing through very difficult. The combination of these factors make it particularly unforgivable, and from here we can compare it to what the battle was like 70 years ago. Following this, we'll be moving up to the demilitarised zone. This will give further historical context to our soldiers and ultimately show them the importance of why we're here today. We'll be visiting the Korean Warmore Memorial and the War Museum. On top of this, we'll be visiting some of the historical palaces and going up Seoul Tower, which will give us a good appreciation of the ground, looking over the mountains towards where we are today at Gloster Hill. It's incredibly important for us to be here at Korea 70. Our troops have been down into Seoul and laid a wreath at the Korean Warmore Memorial, and it's made even more special considering the family ties that we have to the conflict.
Today we're here at the Gloster Hill Memorial on the Imjin River in Korea, and it's a memorial to all those who fought and died and were captured in the Battle of the Imjin River, which was to defend Seoul from the Chinese invasion. My great uncle, he fought here on Gloster Hill. He was in support company 1st Battalion the Gloucesters, and he was captured in April 1951 and was in prison war for 2 years. Just being here where his regiment fought amongst all the others, it's quite surreal really, because seeing just how immense the hills are that they had to defend and fight up and down the whole time. Considering it would have been swarming with tens of thousands of Chinese troops, it's quite a crazy thought. This is the ground where they actually fought on and where many lives were lost, as well as the whole chaos of how it would have been back then. Just thinking about it and looking around is quite crazy. Visiting Gloster Hill with the Scots Guards it's been really interesting. I'm very thankful to have come here and seen the name of my great uncle on the memorial plaque. It's been a great opportunity, to be honest. I never thought I'd get this, but I've been lucky enough to come to Battalion and find out that we're going to Korea, and it just happens to be the place where my family fought. I know that my dad and my granddad would absolutely love this opportunity themselves, so I'm really taking it all in. I don't want to waste anything. I'm getting plenty of photos, and I'm going to come back with a bit of a story to tell.